started the next morning off from Oosterbeek yesterday. We've come to the Reichswald War Cemetery. This place is very large, with a long way down there, and then if I scoop around back past the centre memorial, all the way down there as well. We'll get some stats for you in a bit, let you know how many people are here and basically anything interesting. So as I'm walking around the cemetery now, I've just found an inscription that says there's 7,672 Allied service personnel here from Britain, Canada, South Africa, Belgium, Netherlands and everywhere, and from all aspects of the service, Air Force, Navy, control services, and obviously the Army as well. So something to look out for in the cemeteries when you come is a grouping of graves like this, and this generally means two things. In this case it would be a flight crew who all crashed together. If you look at the date of the death, it's 2nd of June 42 on all three of these guys, so they would have been in the same aircraft, and basically when they found the remains they would have all been together, so all the body parts of these people, when the remains would have been buried in one, so they put them all together. Another instance you might find is if they were in a, say someone was in a foxhole or a building and they all got killed at the same time, and basically it's the gruesome sort of detail as if the body parts are mixed up and they can't separate them. So these guys were together when they died and they'll be together for the rest of time. Another very touching aspect of coming to these cemeteries is when you find a grave where someone has posted a photograph and in this case some flags, and this is A.S. Miller, so somebody's evidently come over from Australia, or you'd imagine, to visit the grave, which is a really nice thing to see after all these years. I'm having a good wander around the cemetery. I've only come to the this far end, and it's astounding how many, in fact everybody I've seen so far is air crew from 1940, I think is the earliest grave I've seen, obviously up until the very late 1945 era of the war, so an awful lot of air crew here.
So this is James Stokes, a VC winner, died on the 1st of March 1945, and his citation reads: in Holland on the 1st of March 1945, during an attack on Kervenheim, Private Stokes was a member of the leading section of a platoon. During the advance, the platoon came under intense rifle and medium machine gun fire at the farm building and was pinned down. The platoon commander began to reorganise the platoon when Private Stokes, without waiting for any orders, got up and, firing from the hip, dashed through the enemy fire and was seen to disappear inside the farm building. The enemy fire stopped and Private Stokes appeared with 12 prisoners. During the operation he was wounded in the neck. This action enabled the platoon to continue the advance to the next objective, and Private Stokes was ordered back to Regimental A Post. He refused to go and continued the advance with his platoon. On approaching the second objective, the platoon again came under heavy fire from a house on the left, and without waiting for orders again, Private Stokes rushed to the house by himself, firing from the hip. He was seen to drop his rifle and fall to the ground wounded. However, a moment later he got up to his feet again, picked up his rifle and continued to advance. Despite the most intense fire which covered not only himself but the rest of the platoon, he entered the house and all firing had ceased. He subsequently rejoined his platoon, who due to his gallantry had been able to advance, bringing 5 more prisoners. At this stage the company was forming up the final assault on the objective, which was a group of buildings forming an enemy strong point. Again, without waiting for orders, Private Stokes, although now severely wounded and suffering from a loss of blood, dashed on the remaining 60 yards to the objective. Firing from the hip as he struggled through intense fire, he finally fell 20 yards from the enemy position, firing his rifle until the last, and as the company passed him in the final charge, he raised his hands and shouted goodbye.
So doing a little research, and these guys here all 8 of them. We're flying in a Halifax in 431 Squadron when they were shot down 23rd of April. So that's a complete flight crew buried here all together. While we're here in the cemetery on the Reichswald forest, we've found a whole row of dam busters crew. This isn't one crew, this is multiple crews of the planes that were shot down on that epic mission, that's fair to say. They didn't see that coming, did they? Well done, lads. In the cemetery there's these 2 viewing towers which gives you a really good view of the entire site. It's absolutely immaculate. As we're here now, there's many gardeners working on the site and keeping it clean and tidy and doing the grass. It's just beautiful. So I just made everyone's day by making a walk up a hill for 400 or 500 metres to find some German trenches. Look how excited Laura is. At least it's a nice day to be walking up a big hill. Nearly there. Now at the top of the MVT Charnwood Hill Climb Marathon Classic is Steve. Strong fourth place. Well done, Steve. Well done. Bringing up the rear in 5th. Nick is now 6th. Mark, Claire and Laura 7th, 8th and 9th in the Hill Climb Challenge. So the hill climb was well worth it. We found some German slit trenches around and about. A bit of an explore here now. You can't see it too clearly on the camera, I don't think, but these trenches are sort of like a couple of metres deep, quite defined. These are not natural for the type of land that's here. Excellent, and you can see it carry on across the trail down there, look, where Will is. Will's German again. So we're at the top of the complex, the trench complex, and we found this big hole. And all these stone looking things are actually concrete. So it's looking like there was some sort of fortified position or fortification here. Some of the bits are angled like building blocks. So we can only assume it was a bunker or something that's been demolished. Just behind what we suppose is the bunker, that was concrete, is a large trench network again. This is further over from the rest of the site. You can see this one splits off here, heads up there, heads up there. I imagine these trees were nowhere near as big during the battles here. At the end of another section of trench, we found this very distinctive German bunker, and looking in the foundations where Ryan is, there's rebar, big lumps of concrete. This is evidently like a roof structure here in front of us. You can make out the rebar. If you like a bit of concrete, this is excellent.
This is what I've done for 15, 16 years.
Watch it, it'll come out with MP5 now.
Hey,
Awesome,
that's really interesting. There's some stalactites in here, which you often get actually when...
Is Phil out yet? Well, Graham, Simon and myself have taken a little adventure out to a glider field in the middle of the forest, just for a bit of a quick drink. Doesn't appear to be any flying today, but it looks like a real good place to come at a weekend when they do. So we're here at the river crossing, parked up. Memorial. I'm going to go down to the water's edge, have a bit of a peek, see what it's like.
Something I need to do. Yeah, many things on Facebook. You see.
So here we are at the site of the river crossing. However, the landscape's changed dramatically. The bridge there, that one, rail bridge, that was there, that was damaged, so it's been since repaired. That's got a bunker on it. The next bridge along, this little dude one, the little diddy one here, that's a footbridge. We pan down, and then this is the new mega road bridge. This wasn't there, and then the island in the middle here, there's a waterway this side and a waterway the other side. The waterway the other side, over that large span, is where the crossing started. So the landscape's changed enormously. But this is where the 504th deboated and basically ran up here. Either not got shot, killed, bludgeoned and shot to pieces on the way over. What a brave bunch. And they were obviously supported by the 307th Engineers as well, who was attached to the 82nd 504. So we're just here at the memorial at the Wild Crossing, and we've just learned a few stories of people here. So we've got Willard Jenkins from the 307th Engineers, and John R. Towell just there. It's well worth you researching their stories on Google. I'm not going to tell you now because the video will be hours long, and the stories are awesome. So they're just two of the people on here whose stories we've talked about between us while we're here, and the level of bravery is next level. We're now at the rail bridge, parked up a little further down from the river crossing. So on the railway bridge there's a cycle track, footpath, beach. It's pretty nice here, to be honest. One for you train spotters out there. We're just off to see a bunker. We've just found this Dutch bunker on the rail bridge, so pointing up the railway line towards Nijmegan. So there's obviously a defensive position, only a very small gun. You can see by the aperture there. I doubt it would have been a great deal of use, but the fact it's still standing, great. Well, we've had a great day again here in the Netherlands. A bit of time in Nijmegan this evening, and that's the Arnhem Road bridge over there. I'm stood on an embankment overlooking it, and behind me is a bunker. Now this is a museum bunker that you can go in. As far as I'm aware, there was 3 along this edge overlooking the bridge. This is the only one that's left. So there you are. What a fantastic end to the day if you like a little bit of concrete. See you tomorrow. Just before we leave you tomorrow, the bunker we've just been at is up the stairs past Stephen, Jane and Arthur, and up a bit and across. So with the height, the vantage point, you can see why this made it really hard to cross the bridge.
We're all American and fight. We will boots and parachute on the guns of the force. Get ready! Airborne from skies of blue. Stand in the door. We're coming through. Make your jumps and take your bumps today. Let's go, put on your boots. Your jumping boots. Your parachute. Your parachute. Get all those fighters ready to attack today. Hook up or we'll be gone. War rigor check into the dawn. At station time to fight them all the 82nd way. Hey, hey! Put on your boots and parachute. Shoots, we're going up, we're coming down. We're all American and proud to be boots and parachute. For we're the soldiers of liberty. Shoots, we're going up. Some ride their gliders to the enemy. We're coming down.